This is a calamansi plant, also called calamondin. It's a small citrus fruit that looks like a tiny tangerine. It's very popular in Southeast Asia, especially in the Philippines, where it's used in cooking, drinks, and even skincare. The fruit is a little smaller than a golf ball and has a yellow orange peel when ripe, but many like to use it while it's still green and sour. It's juicy with a taste that's a mix of lemon, lime, and orange, giving it a tangy, slightly sweet flavor. Its juice is often mixed with honey or sugar to make a refreshing drink. It's also used like lemon or lime to add a zesty kick to grilled meats, seafood, and noodles. Because of its acidity, it works great in marinades, helping to tenderize meat and add flavor. It can also be used in desserts like jams, marmalades, or ice cream. Some people mix calamansi juice with warm water and honey to help soothe colds and sore throats. Calamansi grows on a small tree that thrives in warm tropical climates. It can also be grown in pots indoors if in cooler area. This plant needs full sun and well-drained soil and produces fragrant white flowers before the fruit appears. Its fruit is packed with health benefits. It's full of vitamin C, which is great for boosting our immune system. I got this plant over a week ago and kept it in quarantine for a week, away from my other indoor plants, just in case it had any bugs or diseases. Whenever I get a new plant, I always worry about fungus gnats. To be safe, I put a sticky trap on the pot's opening to catch any gnats that might emerge from the soil. So far, the trap is clear, which is a good sign, unless there are eggs that haven't hatched yet. Fungus gnat eggs usually hatch in 4 to 6 days, and it's already been more than 6 days, so it should be safe. Here's another plant I got a week ago, along with the calamansi. This one brings back so many childhood memories. I used to climb a big tree like this, sit on its branches, and snack on its sweet, juicy fruit. The scientific name of this plant is Montingia calabura. It's also called Jamaican cherry, strawberry tree, Panama berry, cotton candy berry, or Singapore cherry. In the Philippines, it's simply called Saresa or Aratilis. This fast-growing tropical tree thrives in warm regions like the Caribbean, Southeast Asia, and Central and South America. This plant can grow between 10 to 30 feet tall, but pruning helps control its shape and size. It produces small, white, star-like flowers with yellow centers, resembling strawberry flowers. The fruit starts green and turns bright red when ripe. The ripe fruit is juicy, packed with tiny edible seeds. The fruit is delicious when eaten fresh, and I've heard you can also make jams and jellies from it. But my favorite way to eat it when I was young was to suck out the juice and spit out the rest. The peel was a bit tough for me to eat back then. Like the calamansi, the pot opening is covered with yellow sticky traps, just in case there are fungus gnats in the soil. Fungus gnats are tiny flies that live in damp soil and feed on fungi and organic matter. Their small, white larvae can harm plant roots, especially if the soil is too wet. They don't harm humans, but they multiply fast and can become a problem for plants when there are too many of them. This plant doesn't have many pest problems, but sometimes you might see some aphids, scale insects, or mealybugs. If that happens, Just spray with neem oil or insecticidal soap. In some regions, Jamaican cherry is considered invasive due to its rapid growth and its ability to spread quickly. This is vermiculite. It's light, flaky, and spongy, and it holds moisture really well. When used in the right amount, it keeps the soil evenly moist without making it too wet. I have about 20% vermiculite here, which I'm going to mix with the soil that already contains perlite. This will create a good balance for plant growth. Both calamansi and Jamaican cherry need well draining soil. The perlite will provide drainage, while the vermiculite helps retain moisture without making the soil soggy. Let me start by mixing the vermiculite with the soil. This will help spread the vermiculite evenly. I'm adding water to moisten the soil, which helps keep dust from forming while I'll mix the soil and vermiculite. Perlite creates good air pockets in the soil, helping to prevent soil compaction. Vermiculite also creates air pockets, but not as much as perlite. These air pockets promote proper air circulation around the roots, which is essential for healthy plant growth. This pot is for the calamansi. It's about two sizes bigger than the one it is now. It has three drainage holes. Not as big as I'd like, but they'll do for now. This yellow sticky trap is really sticky and hard to pull apart. I also have to be careful not to damage the plant while removing the sticky trap. I only planned to remove the top 2 inches of soil as a precaution in case there were fungus gnat eggs, but the rest fell out, which is fine. It looks like this plant was recently transplanted, which explains why the soil is so loose. tapping the side of the pot to remove air pockets in the soil. I'm gently pressing the soil around the plant and its roots to keep it secure and prevent it from wobbling and tipping over. I'm adding a small amount of bone meal to promote strong root growth and improve overall plant health. Bone meal is a slow release fertilizer. Done! The calamansi is now in a bigger pot. I'll set it aside for now while I transplant the Jamaican cherry. Then water both at the same time. This pot is deep and it's the only large one I have for transplanting the Jamaican cherry. So I won't fill all the way to the top with soil. There are several large drainage holes, so I'm using a scrap of window screen to cover them and prevent the soil from washing out when I water the plant. The garden center used a biodegradable pot, and while I could plant the whole thing, I want to remove some of the soil, especially the top 2 inches, so the pot has to go. I only meant to remove the top 2 inches of soil, but I ended up exposing the entire root system. Jamaican cherry is not only sweet, but also full of vitamin C and antioxidants. It grows well in different soil types, like sandy, loamy, or clay soils, as long as there's good drainage. While it can handle drought once established, regular watering helps produce more fruit. I'm gently pressing down the soil to secure the roots. I'm now adding bone meal to the soil. To help the Jamaican cherry flower and fruit, it needs full sun. If you're growing it indoors, place it by a sunny window or use grow lights. To keep it fruiting, feed it regularly with a phosphorus-rich fertilizer to encourage blooming. This tree is self-pollinating, so you don't need a second tree. But bees and other pollinators can help increase fruit production. The fruit ripens fast, so you'll need to harvest it often. If growing outdoors, choose a large container to support its fast growth. When temperatures drop below 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius, bring the tree indoors to protect it from the cold. In winter, reduce watering if the tree goes dormant. To keep it in good shape, trim the tips to encourage branching and fruiting, and cut off dead branches. Repot every 2 to 3 years to refresh the soil and prevent it from becoming root bound. If needed, trim extra roots to keep the tree small. I'll put the plant tag in the plant's new pot so I can easily identify it and have the plant's info ready without having to search for it later. I'm done transplanting. It just needs some watering. Here are the 2 plants I transplanted 4 days ago. There's still some soil on the Jamaican cherry from when it was transplanted. The sticky trap is just again a precaution in case there are any fungus gnat eggs left in the soil. Once fungus gnats start multiplying, it can take a while to get rid of them. I know, it might sound like I'm obsessed with fungus gnats, but believe me, I had that problem a few years ago. I'm glad I got rid of those annoying pests, and I don't want to deal with them again. These large yellow sticky traps placed at the top of the pot help solve the fungus gnat problem for me. So it's better to catch them sooner rather than later. Don't let them multiply because they multiply quickly. One fungus gnat can lay hundreds of eggs. I've noticed that at night, Jamaican cherry's leaves droop and look a bit sad. But during the day, they perk up and look much happier. This plant needs a lot of sun, so I place it in a southwest facing window and under a grow light. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Don't forget to click the notification bell to stay updated on the latest videos. Again, thank you and happy planting!